I love little girls.
What is that?
Little girls.
No, seriously, what the fuck is that thing?
I love little girls. I love children.
Get it away from me.
Kill me! Kill me! Oh no. This is not looking good for you, buddy. Rev, we got the results back. It's not looking good, buddy. It's not a tumor, it's something far worse. We're diagnosing you with Coomer brain. But don't worry, I checked your insurance. You have enough to cover an immediate appointment with the bull. Rev says Desu is one of the most notorious lolicons on this platform. People get mad at me for throwing that term around to lolicon. People will usually try to avoid those allegations at whatever cost. Not Rev. Rev is an open lolicon. He will literally defend a lolicon to his dying breath. He's been caught watching lolicon. He's been caught posting lolicon. His bariatric wife posted this. She also literally bought him lolicon for his birthday.
What do we got here? My girlfriend bought me some literature. I don't know if this can go in the video, but goddamn.
Yan, don't.
Read it, come on. ASMR style too.
Yan, don't shove.
Yoon. It's Yoon.
Yoon, don't shove. I can't help it, it's so cramped in here.
My God, perfect.
His wife is also a certified elementary school teacher, by the way. Keep that in mind.
To be a teacher, I went to school to be a teacher.
You'd make a great teacher.
Aw, thank you.
You say like you feel like you're a teacher sometimes when you're streaming.
I do sometimes too.
Really? Oh, because you're talking to a group of people.
Yeah, talking to a group of people, and
True.
like, I don't know, when you're handling like, if little scuffles happen, it kind of feels like when you're like handling kids in school, like, okay, stop fighting, you know, like in the Discord server.
Yes.
It kind of feels like that sometimes.
That might be the worst allegory you could possibly use when discussing a group of children. No teacher should ever refer to themselves as a Discord mod.
But you know.
I won't forget I had to drive you to school. She didn't have a license, and when I was visiting, I would drive her to her student teaching, drop her off like a kid, going to school.
He thought that was very cute.
Bro, these jokes write themselves. Who are these people anyway? Rev began his career by making edits and memes of anime. He particularly likes characters like Shinobu from Monogatari and Megumi from Unfunny Trash series. Honestly, this should be a red flag already, but we're only at the tip of the iceberg. He made a bunch of Coomer bait videos. His whole comedy style is Coomer Reddit humor. Look, it's hentai! It's hentai! Rev is one of the many YouTubers that benefited from the COVID pandemic. His channel exploded around 2020. This is when he would start to develop his style. You know the fat, obese, smelly kid at your school that sits in the back of the library and wears a hentai hoodie that he hasn't washed in 4 years? That is who this guy's content is made for. From here, Rev would adopt what I like to call the grift. He would get this ugly ass VTuber avatar and start making anti-SJW content. Politically, Rev doesn't even stand for anything really. I mean, he's too much of a degenerate to fit in with the traditional values of the right, and his anti-SJW thing isn't gonna make him fit in on the left. So what are we left with? Cockroach people. The only reason he talks about politics is for financial gain and to justify his degeneracy. He'll literally shill the most degenerate manga you could possibly think of, but when he sees two big buff black men kissing in Assassin's Creed, he has a fucking cry. All for supporting artists unless I can make money shitting on your art.
But the result of this was a terrible one. This artist would deactivate as a result. They were literally run off of the internet because of this person and their accusations, their false accusations. So this account has gone private, but luckily I got a screenshot before they did that. So it's captioned Jasmine from Aladdin, cause she's pretty. Now look at this art. Now, it's kind of amazing how all the progressive people seem to make the most racist artwork you'll ever see. Like, not even a genuine racist could make something this offensive. And honestly, I don't really blame artists like this, especially overseas ones, because it's probably very confusing and scary as to what's happening. You all of a sudden have a flood of people speaking not your native language, attacking you, and you don't even understand why. There's been many instances where artwork like this has been real, so I'm going to go off on a limb here and say maybe this is the real deal, and honestly, it was worth the laugh. Either way, that is the contribution here from this artist. A good laugh and making us all feel a little bit better for a few seconds. A big mistake confusing a real artist with AI. This ended with the artist being bullied and closing their account. But yeah, give me a break. Okay, right here versus here. They're trying to say this wasn't some malicious effort or an attempt to dunk on them. I mean, dude, there's always so much hypocrisy, and you can do a lot of things in life. You can be a pretty bad person, but I'm pretty convinced nothing makes you look worse than being a hypocrite. Conduct for people don't align with certain values and propaganda, all that stuff. But that's your answer. A non-answer. By hiding the reply. It looks really bad. The optics are absolutely terrible.
Block is changing soon. If your posts are set to public, accounts you have blocked will be able to view them, but they will not be able to engage. For more control over who can see your posts, you can still protect your account.
Huge L, what the fuck? Who asked for this?
Massive L. This change only benefits bad actors. Freedom of association is also an important right. Just as you can shut the metaphorical front door on someone in real life, so too should a block prevent people from having at least direct access to your account.
Blocking me? Pussy trait.
Nothing makes you look worse than being a hypocrite.
He argues that censorship of Lolicon is a slippery slope.
And you can see they added a sports bra versus the bikini that she was wearing. Now, of course, this is a lolly character, so when people on Twitter see censorship of lolly characters, they cheer. And of course, as we always point out, that is a slippery slope, okay? When you start excusing censorship of things you personally don't like or find weird, it often continues until it starts censoring things that you do care about. It's a very slippery slope.
First, they came for the Lolicons, and I didn't stand up because I was not a Lolicon. Then who was left to stand up for me? Sonic the Hedgehog. I am not a free speech absolutist by any means. I think lolly pornography should be banned. If an animation studio doesn't want to have a fucking naked child on their television programming, honestly, I agree with them. This guy is literally complaining that this child-looking character is revealing slightly less skin. He's crashing out over that. I don't think society would lose anything of value if we just banned lolly pornography, honestly. This guy might start crying about me saying that, like we're gonna become some kind of like 1984 type society if we ban naked children in manga. But it seems that he doesn't really care about free speech that much either, because whenever some random criticizes him or Lolicon in general on Twitter, he'll literally send his goons to mass report them.
So by the way, it's become much more popular with Elon. Once he took over, calling people pedos over drawings is a reportable thing. Here's another one that's still up, in case you're interested. 60 likes on this one saying, okay, but if I tell you to game end yourself, I'm evil. And I love how people use, different spellings, like this is gonna save them from getting reported. You didn't really have to guess about this because as I'm making this video, there are reports coming in of people getting this post removed. Now, they deleted the post, but for those who don't know, deleting a tweet doesn't save you from getting in trouble. You can still, the initial reports still go through.
Just report him for impersonating @JarlingStrawby. Or just report for all the other offensive shit on his account. Would never have cared about him, but he could never stop harassing my girlfriend.
They felt very safe because Twitter used to never do anything about that, but now they're actually cracking down. So if people are calling you pedos over this stuff, feel free to report them. Like, you can still report this, by the way. Like, they'll get banned pretty quickly because it's still encouraging people to take their own lives.
Report this Spurg for impersonation! Wah! Wah!
the media or anything, there's always so much hypocrisy. And you can do a lot of things in life. You can be a pretty bad person. But I'm pretty convinced nothing makes you look worse than being a hypocrite. You can be wrong, you can be a jerk, you can be whatever, but if you own it and you stay consistent, you will not look as bad as being a hypocrite. Trust me. I've done this a lot of times. Being a hypocrite is the worst thing you can ever be, and I just really enjoy pointing that out when I can.
Are you sure?
Rev is an idiot that doesn't do any research. His research is going on Twitter and looking at some random thread. Taiga is a Shotokan VTuber that literally admits to commissioning Shotokan, but people think is innocent for some reason. I think this happens because Nuxtaku was the one to call Taiga out. Nuxtaku is such a hateable character that he kind of absorbed all the hatred from the situation like a black hole.
That he was canceled for allegedly doing weird grooming type shit. And
Alleged by you, Nux! You allege that! You said that! No one else did!
Now, to be fair, Nux covered this situation horribly, but everybody involved is a villain. Basically, some random calling themselves a private investigator made this Google Doc to try to clear Taiga's name. First off, if you read the doc by the alleged PI, he literally confirms the Shota commissions are real. Okay. What else is there to say? One of the arguments for Taiga trying to actually obtain CP was that it was, quote, a joke. Very, very professional. We got fucking Saul Goodman on the case.
Oh, no. You see, the child porn, it was just a goof. It was just for laughs, you know? Why aren't you laughing?
It also fails to cover any of these screenshots. But I guess this doc was enough for people to drop the allegations altogether, because people are morons. Rev being included in that statement, he would use this opportunity to shit on Nuxtaku despite not knowing anything about the situation, and pretty much just straight up lying.
But on top of that, she has had it out for Taiga for years. She has been harassing and slandering Taiga for years. And you can see posts, even ones that have recent replies as recent as 2023, where she has used what is now debunked evidence to claim that Taiga is this dangerous person who needs to be blacklisted from the VTubing scene, and also that he is some kind of a predator. So yeah, there's a lot to unpack there. First of all, him saying that he was not aware of the full situation but then felt comfortable enough to slander Taiga is ridiculous.
Very ironic statement when you involve yourself in a situation you know nothing about just to dunk on Nuxtaku. Shondo, or Fallen Shadow.
This is another Lolicon VTuber that Rev defended.
Whoa, sex, cunny, sex, whoa, plop, plop.
But Rev wasn't alone this time. He had 100 other YouTubers come to his aid. Those YouTubers being his wife, because his wife's body mass adds up to 100 YouTubers.
So Shondo gets banned from Twitch for sexual content. I wonder why they would do that.
I don't know. I know that if a guy tried to rape me, I would probably get raped. I'm not very strong, you know? I'm kind of defenseless. I'm just a weak little girl. There's not too much I can do.
Dude, it's my birthday! Twitch and Twitch support, not a sexual channel. Don't do anything sexual, WTF?
Plop, sex, cunny. If a guy tried to rape me, I would probably get raped.
Bullshit! At Twitch support at Twitch. Please have a human review this. Shadow is a grown woman and doesn't make sexual content.
So I'm sure a lot of you guys are aware of the VTuber Fallen Shadow. She is very popular. A lot of people really enjoy her content. And she was preparing for her birthday celebration stream, which happens to be the same birthday as mine, by the way, same date. And she was getting ready for that at 3 p.m. EST. However, less than 2 hours before that big celebration stream was about to start, she was banned on Twitch. Now, we all know that Twitch is very inconsistent when it comes to the application of their terms of service on VTubers versus cam streamers. We all know that a lot of the cam girls on that site can pretty much get away with anything. People like Morgpie are working on their 10th ban, and none of their bans exceed anything more than 2 or 3 days. But a VTuber, on the other hand, they might show too much midriff and get a month-long suspension. It's very, very inconsistent, and that is happening once again. So, and now with these clarifications, we have this objective reality where it seems like what's on the left here is less likely to get banned than what's on the right.
Yeah, you see, Rev, that would be a good argument, except for the fact that one's an adult woman pouring herself out for attention and money, and the other one is depicting themselves as a child pouring themselves out for attention and money. Plus, they broke the rules. As we know, Rev is a big rule follower, so yeah, they deserve to get banned, I guess, according to Rev.
Now, of course, right off the bat, this tweet violates Twitter's TOS.
So yeah, according to Rev, their ban is justified, okay. When Twitch added a rule that banned Lolicon, Rev started tweaking out. Very telling.
His wife also decided to weigh in on the situation.
I mean, Twitch is on some bullshit sometimes, but I agree that this is a reasonable rule to have, honestly. Rev does not seem to give a fuck about who he's platforming or defending. He tried to defend Chris Tyson. He seems to think that buying Lolicon art has nothing to do with Chris's attraction to children.
Is they believe that this artwork that has been shown to be purchased by Tyson featured real children or a specific child, but in this case it did not. It was just Lolicon art. It wasn't any of the artwork featuring those specific children like Keemstar's daughter, for example. But this has been used to go after not just Tyson, but also MrBeast, in which the female characters are depicted as children or even babies. And of course, 2 million views on this tweet, 16,000 likes. A very well-supported tweet that of course is spreading a whole host of misinformation. Definitely does not mean a baby. There is no such thing as a lolly baby. That is absolute headcanon and spreading some dangerous rhetoric implying that Chris is attracted to fictional babies. That is completely false. And besides the fact this is all just fictional content, they can't even get the definition right, and they spread misinformation to make the narrative that Chris is some kind of a dangerous individual.
Like, if you want to die on that hill, be my guest. A very egregious example is the Etchy Literature Club. This was a podcast that Rev and his wife supported. And if you look at the post he retweeted, there's literally Shotokan in the thumbnail. I've been told this is from a doujin called Stepchild Swapping, which is about two 11-year-old siblings doing inappropriate things. This podcast is literally 4 people just talking about how much of filthy, showerless degenerates they are.
Doujins that I like would probably be the shit that most people don't. So I like Guro, I love Ugly Bastard, I really like NTR, and I like incest, rape, all the fucked up shit you can imagine. Some of my favorite doujins include small anime girls getting railed by pigs.
Hi, I'm DJen. I'm Australian, in case you couldn't tell, so half the things I'm going to talk about could land me in prison. Haha!
So this guy is literally admitting to enjoying illegal content. I'm so glad Rev Says Desu supported this guy.
Recently, though, I have really been getting into, like Mommy X Shota. Like,
yeah,
really
nice.
into Mommy X Shota.
Dude, that's been like my go-to since like day one.
So I was always just like really into lolly and like nothing else really, and then recently I've discovered how much I just love watching a MILF get railed by a small boy.
Rev's wife is friends with one of the hosts. Here she is commenting under this post.
Shinji is I mean, the whole argument of no victims is something that nobody can deny. Because of course the next logical step for anybody offended by this stuff is to say, well, it leads people to be attracted to children and it encourages abuse. But unfortunately, as you'll see, not just in this clip, but throughout every part of this video, the people who claim there's a connection can't point to any sort of study or any sort of intrinsic link. It's always just how they feel or what they think based on their own experiences, but it's not something they can actually demonstrate through any sort of evidence.
In the US, just owning a magazine with animated child porn can get you up to 15 years in prison and label you a sex offender for life.
No. I mean, like, this is the part I really wanted to include, that last sentence. It didn't have much to do with his part, but I just wanted to include that. They literally just completely misrepresented US law. So if you've been on this channel long enough, I'm sure you're familiar with the federal codes that control this sort of thing. And the key word when it comes to illustrations is the term indistinguishable. The fictional content must be indistinguishable from a real-life child.
The laws on Lolicon are a bit confusing and they vary from country to country. In the US, it is technically illegal, but it's not really enforced, mostly because it's so niche and confusing. But hopefully that will change in the future. Many pedophiles that I've encountered also like Lolicon. There is definitely a connection. I feel like it's pretty self-evident that if you're attracted to characters with childlike features, that you would be attracted to children. Like, it's kind of a no-brainer.
So you'll see in this, like, people are not just in this video, but people on Twitter are taking, like, the word of this convicted pedophile as, like, the gospel. They're respecting his words like he's some wise sage because he feels bad about abusing a countless number of kids because he's saying something that aligns with their agenda. It's really gross. And you're going to see why their point, their argument they're getting out of this is completely flawed. So then he goes on from this point to explain his crimes and going forward. But if you listen to what he was saying, he already had this attraction to young children by the time he was in middle school, still had it when he was in college, and then started consuming manga at that point.
Here the guy is saying that the normalization of Lolicon in Japan has led him to committing crimes. And Rev's only argument against this is, oh no, he's just trying to save face. Seeing minors in those situations helped justify actually committing crimes in this guy's brain. This has been shown in studies to be the case. It's also been shown that predators also collect other forms of pornography, such as pornography involving animals, as well as cartoons. I am nearly almost positive that Rev wants to have sex with his sister. Again, this is not proven. Do not fucking take my word as gospel, but Rev has made several strange jokes about his sister. He would respond to this by denying that he even has a sister.
What? Like, genuinely, what?
Bruh, I love that acting. What?
What? Let's just address a few things. Number one, hilariously, this tweet got a community note. It got fact-checked. This is the second time this has happened where, of course, it says, Rev says Desu doesn't have a sister. So that's the first hole in their entire claim. This is a joke. Now, I'm going to do something here. I'm going to give you guys a secret tour of the Willy Wonka factory here. I'm going to show you how the chocolate's made. Let me just make this very clear for Twitter users and everyone listening. I don't have a sister. That's kind of the problem with this whole call-out thread. I don't have a sister. You're not protecting anyone with this thread. And it really wouldn't matter anyways because these are jokes. And no matter how much Twitter wants to fantasize about this non-existent person being in my life, it doesn't make it true.
His argument is that his sister isn't real, but if she was real, it wouldn't matter because it's a joke. I would normally love to take Rev's word for not having a sister, but his wife seems to think differently. I guess Rev's wife is like in a Tyler Durden type situation, where she's like schizophrenic and she's imagining that Rev has a sister. Now, I'm not making any accusations, but making jokes about fucking your sister and then lying about not having one is a little bit suspicious. Like, now that he lied, I low-key think he did. Like, I don't know though. I got my eye on you, Rev. Bro, I'm literally like Dokes from fucking Dexter. My problem with his avatar is that it's fucking ugly.
I don't even care that it's a lolicon and he sexualizes it.
Hiker. You know, as always with this kind of stuff, if you're looking at this model, which, by the way, I use just for commentary videos, it's a choice of avatar for recording videos that I've never used this model in any sort of a way that's sexual or anything like that.
Are you sure?
He has the audacity to flame Pokimane for her VTuber model when he has this Meg Griffin looking ass avatar.
Ladies and gentlemen, I have always believed that gatekeeping can be an important tool, and Pokimane making this quote-unquote VTuber monstrosity is further proof of that. The fact this exists is our collective failure for not keeping her out of this community. I don't know what she paid for this, but she needs a refund.
Get that ugly, disabled freak away from me. I don't want to look at his fucked up face. His smushed in, garbled, baby disabled face.
First of all, hearing his disgusting neckbeard, Dorito breath voice come out of that avatar is already uncanny. But the design itself is bad. Whoever made that design should be fired from a cannon. He'll claim it's not gay, but I have proof that Rev is gay. Rev will grift on gays and transgenders all the time. You know, he doesn't really care for transgenders unless they like little boys and girls. However, I would like to bring up this thread where Rev was caught ERPing with a gay, transgender, Nazi femboy.
You shame my kink? I break your kneecaps. What kinks?
Any of them.
All your kinks are bad. Now break my knees. Fine. You asked for it. Did you learn your lesson yet? Ready to stop? You act like I don't want more. Unbelievable.
Wait, where are you going? Come back.
You disgust me. I'll come back when I feel like you deserve it.
Okay, master. I hope I'll be worth you again soon.
We'll see about that.
Imagine getting dicked while wearing historical military gear.
It would be pathetic and sad.
Hopefully that wouldn't be a turn-on for any sissy fascists. This is bullying. Please stop. This isn't bullying. It's political realignment. And you need it, no matter how much it hurts. I hope it hurts a lot. The more it hurts, the better it is. Realign me. It will. You're gonna be logging into CNN before I'm done ravaging that boy pussy. You're gonna be ravaging it for a long damn time then. Gonna become one of those YouTubers that make content about crazy people. Imagine the being judged and looked down upon by a British femboy. The shame. Shut the fuck up. What? Then Rev posts several images of gay femboy porn and lolly porn. And gay, lolly, shota, femboy porn. I don't even know what I'm looking at. You know, throughout all of this, Rev made one fatal mistake. He spoke. And as we all know, the lion does not like it when you speak. God, that avatar is ugly.
I tap to lollies when I see children. I get a boner. The law says 14, but I like them younger. Is your name groomer name?